Today, I'm going to talk about a platform that you will know exactly the one I mean when I say it's super addictive and you can consume a heck of a lot of content in a very short amount of time. So, today, I'm going to be addressing the question, why is TikTok so addictive? So TikTok has taken the world by storm. It is the most downloaded app of the last couple of years. There is millions of pieces of content being shared on there every day, and even more millions of pieces of content being consumed by users on there every single day. And when I speak to people about their smartphone use and what maybe is one of the big apps that's drawing them into using their smartphone all the time, TikTok comes up really high. I have so many conversations with people about TikTok. So why is it just so addictive? Why do we find that we want to open the app and spend lots and lots of time on there? Well, first of all, it's designed that way. I think it's really important to point out that it's actually designed to be addictive. It's designed to keep you on there. And the reason for that is the longer you stay on the platform, the more that platform learns about you. So the more TikTok understands what you enjoy as watching as a person, it starts to understand your behaviors and it starts to make a bit of a picture of you. And then it can, as a result, deliver adverts to you that are highly targeted. You're then more likely to click on those adverts, which generates income for TikTok. So it's all about generating that income. The more they learn about you, then the more they can deliver ads to you. But for them to learn about you, they need to keep you on the platform. So that's the first reason. It's not your fault, really. It's theirs because they want you to generate income for them. So how do they do that? Well, there is something on TikTok called an algorithm. It exists on every social media platform out there now. And the algorithm is a computer-based data system that decides what content it is going to show a user. So on TikTok, you don't have to be following lots of different accounts to see content that's highly applicable to you. Because the more you watch certain types of content, the more it will deliver that content to you. For example, when I go on TikTok, there's lots of content about the gym and different workouts, particularly from female trainers, because I really enjoy watching that kind of content and learning what to do myself in the gym to improve my own fitness and health. And so I'd see more and more and more of it on TikTok, because it's learning what you want to see. It's not going to show me things that I'm not interested in. And it will learn that too. So if I'm quickly swiping past a video, then it's going to learn that actually that type of content just isn't appealing to me as a user. And so I'm going to see less of it. Now, what that means is that when you go onto your feed, it's so highly targeted to you, the individual, that it can be hard to come away from that feed because everything you're watching is of real interest to you. The downside of that is that means you can waste hours and hours and hours on TikTok because you're seeing things that are relevant and interesting to you. So it's very quick and easy to lose track of time. The other downside to that is sometimes we can be drawn into things that are quite negative. So, for example, it could be things like true crime stories, that might bring fear and anxiety to us. It could be things about, negative things going on in the world. For example, as I'm recording this, there is a lot being shared on TikTok about, terrorist attacks in Israel and Israel's response to that. And all of that is being shared through TikTok as well. And so you can leave the platform feeling deflated, feeling negative, feeling anxious, feeling fearful. And there is a real big downside to that because you're spending so long on there and then coming away with all these negative feelings. If TikTok left us feeling huge amounts of joy and happiness and fulfillment, we wouldn't mind so much if it was kind of pulling our time away from other things that bring us joy and happiness and fulfillment. So it's actually really important that we fight with that addiction and kind of work to overcome it. And before I go into how to do that, the other final thing is the quick form content. The fact that videos are, on average about 15 seconds long means we can just scroll. Not interested. Oh, this looks like a good video. And within 10, 15, 20 seconds, we've watched the video. Move on to the next. That's not interesting. So very, very quickly, we can consume a lot of content with great ease simply by swiping. So if you want to reduce the amount of time you're spending on TikTok, first of all, the first option is you could go completely cold turkey. You could decide that's it. I'm not getting anything from TikTok. I'm spending too much time on there. I'm just going to delete the app and forget that TikTok ever existed. So that's your kind of your cold turkey approach. And it definitely works for some people. They find actually if they just delete the app, forget about TikTok, within a week or so, they've kind of stopped trying to go on to TikTok. They've stopped opening their phone up and remembering they've deleted the app. And generally, for most people, they will feel better for it, almost freeing to delete an app that's drawing you in so much. If you still want to stay on TikTok, if there's some valuable things on there for you, for example, for me and gym workouts, I find that really valuable. Then a couple of things you can do that kind of really help is, first of all, you can set up a screen time limit on your phone for TikTok so that you only get X amount of time every day to use it. So let's say you give yourself half an hour a day. When you hit that limit, it will come up on your phone that you've hit your limit. So that can really help reduce your time because you're creating that little bit of friction that just stops you in your tracks and goes, oh gosh, I've already spent half an hour today on TikTok. I'm going to just get off it now. The next thing you could do is set a timer. So sometimes I just want to have a little bit of a scroll on TikTok, see what people are sharing, get some ideas for my own content, and just have a general scroll. And often what I will do is I'll set a 10-minute timer to do that. So I know I'm not going to go over 10 minutes. When my 10-minute time is up, I get off TikTok. I stop scrolling. So setting a timer again adds that point of friction, an alarm going off saying you've spent your 10 minutes, time to move on to the next thing. You could also do days of the week where you don't have any access to TikTok. Again, you can set that up in your screen time limits, and that means you kind of have that weekly almost detox from it. And then also making sure you curate your feed to be things that fill you with joy and positivity and are useful to you, rather than things that leave you feeling anxious and negative and sad. And you do that by very quickly scrolling past anything that is going to leave you in a negative state and focusing more on the things that make you feel positive or are really useful to you, because then you're teaching the algorithm what you want to see. And as a result, you're going to see more of it. And you can also help further this by searching for things that bring positivity and joy into your life so that you're showing the algorithm, this is what I want to see. So I hope that's been useful. Let me know in the comments, how do you find TikTok? Do you waste hours and hours of time on it? Do you find that you can have a quick scroll? Do you not even use TikTok at all and haven't succumbed to the influence to download the TikTok app? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. And I would also love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because I share videos all the time about managing our digital use, making sure we have a positive relationship and not a negative one. And then finally, if you would like to reduce your own smartphone use, then I will pop a link to my short course below, which will give you all the reasons that you should be reducing your smartphone use and also the actions to take to do so. And I will see you again in another video very soon. Take care.